Hi students, welcome back to your channel. So in today's session, I'm going to be doing the excretory system. So let's get started. So let me define the process of excretion to you. So the process of removal of nitrogenous waste from the body is called as excretion. And this excretion also plays a major role in maintaining the homeostatic pressure of the body. So let us continue. Let us learn about the substances which has to be eliminated, otherwise might prove fatal for human beings. So first one is carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is mainly excreted through the lungs during process of exhalation. Nitrogenous waste. This includes ammonia, urea, and uric acid produced by dead cells which are stored in the liver. Next, excess salts. Excess salts are given out by the kidneys and sweat glands. Uh, Excess salts are passed out of the kidneys in the form of out of the body in the form of urine and also in the form of sweat or perspiration. Now, next, water. Water is similar fashion. It is excreted from in the form of urine and as well as sweat. Bile pigments excreted with along with urine, which gives it a yellow color, along with a pigment named as urochrome, and mainly gives uh, yellow color to the fecal matter. So next, let us learn about. So we have four major types of. Sorry, we have four major excretory organs in our body. They are kidneys, skin, lungs, and liver. Let us discuss about them one by one in detail. So kidneys. Kidneys constitute the primary excretory organ, and it helps in excretion of nitrogenous waste in the blood through in the form of urine. Now, next, it excretes salts. Sorry, skin. Skin excretes salts like NaCl and water from the body, and sweat gland also plays important role in maintaining temperature of the cooling the body the temperature. Next, we'll discuss about liver. Liver detoxifies the body and converts ammonia detoxifies ammonia by converting it into urea, and urea is excreted out of the body through urine. Next is lungs. Lungs, as we had discussed, it helps in the excretion of carbon dioxide, which is carbon dioxide which is excreted from our body in the process of exhalation. So let us learn next. Let us learn about kidneys. Kidneys, no. Kidneys are reddish brown bean-shaped organs, and they are 10 centimeters long and 6 centimeters wide, and protected by the last ribs of and located on either side of the backbone and protected by the last two ribs. Now let us learn about the structure of kidney tubule. So we have an arteriole which is coming from renal artery, which is called afferent, and afferent arteriole, and has a wider area as compared to afferent arteriole, which has a narrower area. So many students often get confused with afferent arteriole and efferent arteriole. So letter A comes first, so afferent comes first. Next, E comes later, so efferent comes after afferent. So, and how would you distinguish afferent arteriole and efferent arteriole is by the opening size. Um, uh, Afferent arteriole has a wide opening while efferent arteriole has a narrow opening. And this glomerular apparatus, in this renal tubule is surrounded with capillaries which provide uh, sorry. So capillaries surround the renal tubule. So let us learn about the renal tubule one by one. So a renal tubule consists of afferent arteriole and efferent arteriole. And then we have Bowman's capsule along with Malpighian Afferent arteriole, and Bowman's capsule is collectively called as Malpighian body or renal capsule. And next we have the PCT or the proximal convoluted tubule. So again, many students get confused between proximal convoluted tubule and distal convoluted tubule. So proximal convoluted tubule, so proximity means nearer. So proximal convoluted tubule is located near to the Bowman's capsule, and distal convoluted tubule is located away from the Bowman's capsule. After proximal convoluted tubule, there is a loop which connects proximal convoluted tubule with the distal convoluted tubule, which is called as loop of Henle. Now here Henle is a name of scientist. Now this has loop of Henle has two limbs. One is the descending limb and one is the ascending limb. Next comes your DCT or distal convoluted tubule, which in turn leads to the collecting duct where the glomerular filtrate is collected and and is flushed out of the kidneys, uh, which is flushed out of the kidneys. Now, yes. So let us learn about the production of urine. Urine is produced in three major steps. One is called ultrafiltration, second one is called selective reabsorption, and third one is called as tubular secretion. So let us learn about them one by one. So ultrafiltration. Ultrafiltration. So and the blood moves into the through the glomerulus under it moves through the glomerulus under great pressure, also called as hydrostatic pressure, which then which generates hydrostatic pressure, which causes the liquid part part of the blood to pass uh, from the from the from the so ultrafiltration, and so the blood moves through the glomerulus under great pressure, which cause that great pressure is also known as hydrostatic pressure, which causes the liquid part of the blood to pass out from the glomerulus into the renal tubule. This fluid entering the renal tubule is called as glomerular filtrate. The fluid which enters the renal tubule is called is called um, glomerular filtrate. You can no. This is not. Please test for. So the the average glomerular filtration rate is 180 milliliters per 180 milliliters per hour, or 180 liters, 125 milliliters per hour, or 180 liters per day. Mhm. Rate is 125 milliliters per day, sorry, liters per hour, or 180 liters per day. So let us move on to the next stage, which now ultrafiltration occurs in the Bowman's capsule and proximal convoluted tubule. Now, next one, selective reabsorption occurs in the loop of Henle. So, glomerular filtrate, the glomerular filtrate entering the renal tubule is actually not urine. It is an extremely dilute solution which has many useful lot of useful minerals or materials, including glucose and some salts, those of sodium. So the kidneys reabsorb those minerals, materials such as glucose, sodium, etc., back into the bloodstream. This is called a selective reabsorption. So next, tubular secretion. Now, certain substances like potassium in its normal course, large number of foreign chemicals, including drugs like penicillin, are uh, passed into forming urine and distillated converted into the distal. So after selective reabsorption, this filtrate is passed to the distal converted tubule, where certain substances like potassium in normal course and like large number of chemicals like penicillin are passed to the penicillin are passed through the collecting duct, which in turn passes out of the body in the form of urine. So that is called as tubular secretion. Now, let us understand about physical properties of urine. So, we have physical properties such as color, volume, pH, odor, and specific gravity. Um, okay, one second. Physical properties of urine. So first physical property is color. Urine is generally clear yellow color due to the pigment called urochrome. As I mentioned, sorry, it is clear yellow due to the presence of urochrome pigment. It colors the color also varies with diet. Next property we will talk about is volume. So a volume of urine is 1 to 1.5 liters per day, but varies. In example, that means in some cases the person has a tendency to urinate more. In such cases, sorry, in diabetic people, they have a tendency to urinate more. So that also varies. Next, pH of urine is generally 5 to 8, usually slightly acidic. And now protein diet makes it more even more acidic. And then we have odor. Urine is actually a pungent smelling. It has a pungent smelling odor due to the presence of ammonia or and ammonia like bacterial activity. Otherwise, it has a faint smell. Next, specific gravity is 1.003 to 1.035. So let me write down that color. So just remember the color of urine is clear yellow due to the presence of pigment called as urochrome. So next is as we talk about as volume. The average volume is 1 to 1.5 liters of blood, sorry, I mean urine per day, but it can vary as in the case of diabetic people. So next, we talked about pH of urine. So pH of urine is actually urine is slightly acidic, but consumption of high protein foods will make it more acidic. pH is equal of is generally 5 to 8. pH is generally 5 to 8, which is slightly acidic, but consumption of next. We talked about color, we talked about volume, pH of this thing, where odor. Urine has a strong pungent smelling odor due to the presence of ammonia and bacterial activities. So, to the present and back. Next one is we talk. Next one is specific gravity. Is gravity. It's 1.0003 to 1.03035. 00 actually it is 1.003 to 1.035. This is not there. So 1.035 to 1.003 to 1.035 is the specific gravity of urine. Now let us learn about the constituents of urine. So urine is basically composed of organic and inorganic. It is composed of organic as well as inorganic substances. It consists of organic and organic um, inorganic compounds. First one, organic compounds are measured. Both are measured in milligrams per deciliter. Right? Sorry, milligrams, no grams per deciliter. So organic compound 1 is majorly urea, which is 2.3 urea, which is 2.3 grams per deciliter. Now, second one is which is 1.5 grams per deciliter. If this creatinine value increases to very high extent, we require dialysis. So next, the uric acid constitutes about 0.7 milligrams per deciliter. 0.7 grams per deciliter. And fourth organic compound present is fourth is very small trace, 2.6 grams per deciliter. Now inorganic, grams per deciliter. First one is NaCl, sodium chloride, potassium chloride, ammonia, and others. NaCl, KCl, NH3, and others. 4. 9, 2.5, 0.6, and 2.5. So NaCl constitutes about 9 grams per deciliter. KCl comprises of 2.5 grams per deciliter. Ammonia consists of 0.6 grams per deciliter, and others constitute about 2.6 grams per deciliter. 0.5 to 0.6 something. So next, let's learn about the abnormal constituents in urine. So sometimes there is blood in urine, also called as hematuria. In this condition, blood passes along with urine due to the formation of some kidney stone disease, etc., etc. Or next one is glycosuria. Excess glucose passes with urine due to diabetes mellitus, also known as sugar diabetes. So albumin, due to high blood pressure, some of the albumin proteins pass out from out of the body via the urine. It's also called as albuminuria. And bile pigments due to anemia, hepatitis, liver cirrhosis, cholera, etc. Urine contains some bile pigment. May contain some bile pigment. So normal urine constituents. One blood called as next one is glucose. Use URI. Next albuminism. Albumin. Albuminism. Albumin. Yeah, albumin. The next we have bile pigments due to the anemia or jaundice or liver cirrhosis. You may contain bile pigments. So regulation of no, it doesn't. One second. One second. So, regulation of urine is actually done by the uh, posterior lobe of the pituitary gland, which secretes a hormone called as antidiuretic hormone. So, if this secretion is reduced, there is increased production of urine, and if there is increased production of ADH, the production of urine becomes less. So, and reduces ADH, increase production, increase urine. Decreases pH decreases. So it has an inversely proportional relationship between them. So next, osmoregulation. The regulation of osmotic pressure in the blood is called as osmoregulation. So osmoregulation. In cholera, also patient suffers from severe dehydration, from vomiting and watery bubbles. His intestine is unable to reabsorb blood, and as a result, the patient may die due to poisoning of accumulation of high quantities of uremia. In such cases, immediate ORS should be administered. So, artificial kidneys. Let's come to that point. Please. Artificial kidneys. So, if if one had one kidney is removed, they are damaged. the person can still live with another kidney, but if other kidney also fails, is then he will would lead to death. So to prevent death, we do a process called as dialysis, um, which we take out the blood from the radial artery and pass it through a machine outside, which has a dialyzing unit, which has a dialyzing fluid. There, the blood is thoroughly filtered, and excess waste products and high concentration of urea is removed, and clean blood is again led back into the patient's vein. This is done for a period of 12 hours twice a week. And let us summarize the whole chapter once again. So we learned about excretion, the process of excretion, and the main substances which has to be eliminated: excretory organs, kidney, skin, liver, and lungs. We also learned about kidneys, the renal tubule, the process involved in the production of urine. We learned the and then we learned about physical properties of urine, constituents of urine, or abnormal constituents of urine, regulation output of urine output, and also we learned about osmoregulation. Now, next we learned about artificial kidneys. And that's it for today. I have completed the excretory system chapter 9 of ICSE biology in one shot. I hope you like it. If you have understood, please drop a comment. And if you like my videos, then please do give it a like and subscribe to my channel. And thank you, and bye for now.